Shalom, my bitches. Myandis here at NFY, bringing you some more of every HFY story ever. We're on part 4, so let's begin. It was a beautiful day at the Kolian Magical University, the greatest center of arcane learning on the 5 continents. Phallus, an elf, walked in the school's central garden, trying his best to ignore the humans practicing necromancy. He also tried to ignore their screams when the necromancy backfired, and only barely was able to ignore them trying it again anyway. He had better things to do than get roped into some human experiment, with no clear objective other than the end result would be cool, or let's see what happens. No, today he had to attend a lecture by Gul'jin the Wise, one of the greatest living wizards. The young mage approached the main lecture hall, a dizzying tower made of brass and ivory, which, to be honest, looked terrible. Several human mages were milling about outside. Phallus raised his hand to say hello. The closest human screamed, then exploded. A chain reaction occurred, with every human close to the building screaming, then exploding in large bursts of confetti and guts. Phallus stood stoically as blood and organs pelted his face. Was it Tuesday already? He'd tried explaining to humans in the past that self-explosion spells would not in any way lead to breakthroughs in transfiguration, but his attempts at reason were ignored. Humans may have been responsible for countless magical breakthroughs, but it came at the cost of high-octane irrationality. When the humans had finished exploding, Phallus walked through the heavy wooden doors to a filled room of other aspiring magic users, waiting for the wise words of Gul'jin. Most were human, though there were several elves, dwarves, and lizardmen in the mix. An ancient bearded man wearing a flowing purple robe walked into the center stage. Hushed whispers swept through the crowd. The man held up his hands for silence, then began to speak. "Students, I have traveled far to..." A much younger, shirtless man ran from off stage and drop-kicked the elderly man in his torso, flinging him off the stage and into the crowd. The younger man quickly recovered, scrambling up from the floor and dusting himself off. "Nobody opens for Gul'jin," he announced. "Now let's get to it!" Gul'jin stomped his foot once, summoning a large ruler and chalkboard in which to assist his lecture. "Now, as you all know, there are 5 commonly accepted schools of magic. Earth, wind, fire, water, and shooting goddamn lasers out of your fucking eyeballs. Holy shit!" A dwarf raised his hand. "Isn't healing a school of magic?" Gul'jin turned his head at the dwarf, his eyes glowing red. Lasers shot from the mage's eyes, hitting the dwarf and vaporizing him instantly. "Yes," Gul'jin answered. Phallus had seen enough, and began to slowly walk backwards through the assembled crowd. It was too late. Gul'jin had already revealed the secret to honest-to-God, no bullshit laser eyes to the humans in the crowd, and the lecture hall became pure chaos, as the humans tried using their newfound power for everything from construction to healing. Phallus attempted to remain calm, as he knew humans could smell fear. Or could they fuck fear? He couldn't remember. Successfully backing his way out of the crowd, Phallus closed the doors to the lecture hall, but the damage was done. The humans outside were already shooting goddamn fucking lasers from their eyeballs, turning bystanders to ash and igniting the sky. Phallus felt a heavy hand on his shoulder. He turned around. It was Gul'jin. It was Gul'jin. But instead of firing lasers from his eyes, Gul'jin instead smiled, and did a pelvic thrust, a laser erupting from his crotch, killing Phallus instantly. In time, humans would storm the gates of heaven and kill even the gods with their eye and crotch lasers. Homo Lasergeddon. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and despite the fact that I have ruined every HFY story ever, because now you have heard even the fantasy versions of it, we're still gonna keep going with this stuff. So, up next, we actually have a regular listener to this channel, Sandtrout, who sent me 2 of his stories that he wanted me to record. And I'm very glad to, A, have more stuff that people want recorded, and B, finally be able to get around to it. I've really enjoyed reading his stuff, and now I get to bring it to you. So, please leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you would like to hear more of my stuff, and have a nice one, y'alls.